Okay, so we're flying from my house across the front of my property and over there's my pasture. And on the left is Shadow, and in the middle is Maverick. And then if you look, there's a little pony over by the gate, right by the flag or the pole. That's Pearl, and she's eating, of course, because that's what she does. And then there's my round pen. And then the rest of the property is on the other side of Salt Mine Road. So I own all the way around that curve to that white house you see to the right. The road you see, that's my driveway. And I own all the way over to that mountain and then back. You can see my little tiny barn in the background, and then there's my house. And I own that whole plateau behind the house over to the houses on the right that you can see, and then down to the road again. So it's 20 acres on one side and 5 on the other. And now I think I flew it over to the driveway, but there's my house. You can see the whole front is windows. Um, and now I'm going to fly up the driveway. And that driveway is a 1/4 mile up to my house, so that kind of gives you a little bit of scale. And then if you look to the left, you can see a wash over there. That wash is my property line as we come back here. So I'm going up to the driveway and I'm headed toward the barn. And somewhere along in here it decided to stop, and I don't know why, because it's supposed to go a 1/2 mile away from me, but it didn't. It slowed down in here. But you can see the wash and you can see my driveway, and now there's my barn coming in. And that's a little barn, and then you can see the road goes around to the right and up the hill. And where the driveway goes up the hill, that's the driveway to the house. So here's kind of where it stops. So I had to walk this way. Now I'm looking back at the house and looking toward Cottonwood up the Mingus Range. And now there's back to the gate. There's my property line. Back to the gate and the horses on the other side. There's the house again. And then I think what I did was I started walking here so I could get it to walk toward the barn. So now it's going to move toward the barn, and we're going to fly in and fly over the barn. And the barn's primarily for hay, but on the left I do have a little paddock and 3 stalls and a little shelter I built. So if it's cold and rainy, I bring them in. And they come up there, but they really don't like to come up there. They'd rather stay in the pasture, so I think I'm going to build a shelter in the pasture. And then this is you can see the hill, comes up the hill from the barn, and then I own all of this back plateau back to, you can kind of see, once we get up here a little bit, you'll see where a little kind of wash runs down the hill, and then you'll see kind of like some dirt down below and a gate, a gap gate, and I own all the way back to there. I think I did that. I can't remember, but anyway, I own all the way over to those houses and probably another 100 yards back from where the drone is right now. And I'm looking at Cottonwood, straight up the Mingus Range, the Mingus Mountains, and then there's back to the house. And that's the RV you see is the kids that are my ranch help. They live behind my garage in that motorhome. Great kids, Ola and Heather. And I'm facing north right now, and that's Boynton Canyon Wall, but it's not red today because there's nothing. There is no sun. And there's me, standing in the driveway. I did not get dressed up, but you can barely see me, so does it really matter? And once again, there's the pasture. That's the view from the house from the front. And I'm playing with the camera there. I'm waving. I didn't know I could move the camera up and down, so I'm just now figuring that out. It's a new toy. So there's the house, and I don't remember. I think I take the camera back up. Yeah. And there's the pasture and all my property and in the front. And then I'm going to do like a little 360. So that's like the southeast. That's the south. There's Mingus. That's to the west, up to Cottonwood. That's Sedona, headed north, and now I'm coming back around again. So 360-degree mountains. It's just amazing. They're in the clouds there. You can't see them. And now I'm going to bring it back down, and I think that's it. There I am, waving, playing with the camera. Backing up so I can start to bring it in to land it. And I did land it successfully. Yes, twice today.